You can also split fixed assets with the fixed asset reclassification journal. And I think this is very interesting if you want to post a partial disposal of an asset. Let me show you with an example how this works. So let me first go to the list of fixed assets. And for this example, let's use the cooling unit. Suppose that the cooling unit has a broken print board that we want to dispose of so that we can purchase a new one. Then we can use the reclassification journal to reclassify part of the cooling unit values to a new fixed asset that we can dispose of. Alright, so first I will create a new fixed asset, and I will do this with the copy function. So I will click here on Actions, Copy Fixed Assets. So I will copy one. So I will create one new fixed asset. There we go. So this is now the one that I can update with, for example, a description, print board. There we go. So for the rest, I can leave everything as it is. And now what I can do is use a reclassification journal to reclassify a certain percentage, for example, of the acquisition cost and the depreciation of the cooling unit to the new fixed asset. So let me do this. So I will search for the fixed asset reclassification journals, and I will enter this for April 30. So the first fixed asset is the cooling unit. Then we have the cooling unit print board. So I will do this for the company depreciation book. And here we can enter the percentage. So remember what I showed you in the previous lesson. You can also add amount fields if you want to do this by amount. But in this case, let me use a percentage. And let's take, for example, 16%. So both for the acquisition cost and the depreciations. And I also would like to insert balancing accounts. All right. Next, I will click here on Reclassify. There we go. And now if I open the fixed asset GL journal, you will see here all the lines for the reclassification. So 16% of the cooling unit, so the initial fixed asset, will be reclassified to the new one, and the rest will just stay on the original fixed asset. So that's typically what splitting assets means. All right, so let me click here on Process Post. So everything is posted, which means now that if I go to the list of fixed assets, my new asset has a value. So there you can see now the value of the print board. And now I can post the disposal. So I can search for the fixed asset journals again. So the GL journals. And on April 30, for my new fixed asset, so for the print board. And because it's damaged, we cannot use it anymore, I will simply post the disposal from the fixed asset GL journal with the amount of 0, like we saw in one of the previous learning paths. So let me click here on Post. There we go, so everything is posted. So the print board is now disposed of, which means that we can now purchase a new one, and then with the fixed asset reclassification journal, we can combine several assets into one. And that's something I will show you in the next video.